My 340 rated student in this position is completely winning. That's a hanging knight. He can save his own hanging knight, start attacking the king, and demolish his opponent. Instead, he tunnel visions, tries to attack the knight, but blunders his own knight in the process, and doesn't just blunder a knight. After queen takes, bishop takes with a check, you have to move the king. After knight check, we have to move again. We have this discovery check, the king has to move again, and after take, and take, you're not only down a piece, but also a pawn, your rook is still under attack, and your pawn structure is absolutely horrible. And all of this has a very simple fix. In my Skool community, I have a free course called the MSBC system that teaches you how to think, and if that's not enough, I also have the Blunder Bootcamp for free and the Anti-Blunder Bootcamp completely for free. But how did my student even get into the winning position? We start with e4, grabbing the center, which is perfect. To every single beginner, I always recommend to take the center with pawns, develop your pieces, and castle your king. Our opponent responds with e5, and in my courses, I teach the Vienna, but my student plays knight to f3, and after knight to f6, we defend the pawn. Our opponent keeps developing, which is, by the way, fantastic for this level. At this level, if you can just grab the center, develop your pieces, and not blunder, perfect. And here, after castles and castles, we are doing absolutely fine. Now our opponent tunnel visions on trying to attack something that doesn't work, and we can just kick the knight, but we do find the second best move, which is d4, a very strong move. This is very impressive, I will not lie. After take and take, it was better to just start attacking instantly. The point is that jumping the knight into the center is a way better move because after knight to d5, it looks like we're not really achieving much, but if you were to just develop, we have this attack onto the queen, you will have to block, and after knight takes, you cannot take with the queen because we will go up a queen, you have to take, we can kick the knight, and the knight cannot go anywhere besides these two squares. So it goes back, we damage the structure, and now take the pawn. Now we have achieved this damage structure so that we are already threatening check, knight can go in, we can march the pawn, rook lift, and start for a checkmating attack. But that didn't happen. My student grabbed back this pawn, which is fine, but now queen to f6 happens. And if you here use the MSBC thinking system, you analyze the move. What is this move doing? Well, it's putting pressure onto the f-pawn, but that is well defended. We're not really scared. But it's also attacking on the knight. And here my student really had to analyze move more thoroughly. What is the threat? And the threat is really onto this knight and not onto this pawn. We can, if we are scared, by the way, play knight to f5 to block the queen's access to the square while saving our own knights. And this is a disgusting move, because if you were to just waste a tempo, we have already knight to d5. Can you all try to let me know in the comments why this is such a disgusting move? If you had a look at that, the queen is practically trapped and the knight is completely lost. If the queen goes here, we can take it with the knight. If the queen goes here, we have check. You're forced to take because otherwise we would take the queen, but we take back with a royal fork. The queen is lost. If it goes here, we can take it. Here, by the way, what do? We can take this with a checkmating attack, by the way. We also can just give this check again. Knight on e7 check. And the queen has to take because after takes, we have bishop takes queen. Beautiful, right? So the queen cannot stay here. If you go here, it's the exact same tactic, by the way. Take. And here we would take it as well. Here we can take it, so this is the only option. And after this, we can take the knight with a checkmating attack, and that looks like we are winning in a couple of moves. Engine says +9. So queen to f6 happens. And as I already showed you in the introduction, our main issue is not seeing that this is incredibly complicated, not spending time because of it, and not using a thinking system. And if we think about that for a second, if we were to use a thinking system, we would notice that it's complicated. So just use a thinking system, then you would notice, oh, this is incredibly complicated. And then you would know I should use time. If we were to use a thinking system, which is, by the way, just in my free course, you should use the MSPC system. We analyze the move. What is this move doing? It's attacking the knight, it's attacking the pawn. Specifics, what is our plan? I would say we are up so much activity. I would try to just attack the king. I would play this. That's still hanging, and this looks like we're setting up a checkmate attack, like combined with literally everything. And if it doesn't land, we might have a pawn storm and a rook lift coming. This looks like I'm about to checkmate my opponent in like some 7-ish moves. Done. So I would analyze move, see that's attacked, analyze specifics. I want to go for a kingside attack, calculate all of the checks, the captures, and attacks. See that check, rook takes, doesn't make sense. You can take this with a check. After this, you can take with a check, but I can always take, and okay, this is a pin, but it's not really that big of an issue, and you should be absolutely fine. So now we are calculating. You see this is hanging, so I want to move like this. Then analyze all of the checks, captures, and attacks after your move again. Just like that, you can just formulate one of the winning plans. This is fine. You can attack the queen first. You can take this free knight, by the way. All of those moves are completely fine. Instead, we blunder this, but not only that, our opponent in this position doesn't even see that we gave up a free knight and plays knight to e3. And if you think, oh, that's a free knight, that's Christmas. Because we can take that free knight while defending our hanging knight. So our opponent didn't just blunder a knight, he didn't take a free knight and let us defend it. So now how do we convert this position? And one big issue that I see with beginners and even advanced students, you use a thinking system, you get into a completely winning position, and you just get overconfident and stop using the thinking system that gets you into the winning position from the start. Stop doing that. Keep sticking to your thinking system. What is this move doing? Is it threatening something? After take, we can take. After take, we can take. You take. That looks quite bad. So what should we do? We can make a counter threat. We can save the knight. My student played knight to d5, making a counter threat. Perfect move. By the way, top engine move. I would in this position play knight to f5. You find a better move than I would play. Just because I want to trade off these bishops, because my king is very weak onto the dark squares. I want to trade the dark squared bishops, and if you don't trade, I will probably trade, and I have a disgustingly strong knight now. If you, for example, decline the trade, I already have knight to d5, I attack the queen, I attack this bishop, and I'm about to literally win a queen, except you can take this pawn. That's literally your only move. The second best move is knight takes, queen takes knight. If you were to take, by the way, I have take with a check. You have to move. And now I'm up 2 pieces for a pawn. I would make everything very solid, kick this queen out if I have to. You can try to trap the queen, but it's quite difficult to occupy this. You can try something like a4 combined with bishop to d4. That's a queen trap because the rook covers all of this. The bishop and the pawn defend each other. This is covered. Then we only have to attack this diagonal. So you can go for that trap if you want to. So that is a very simple way of having a very not complicated position. Instead, we go for knight to d5, which is an even better move, but now again, use your thinking system and see that this is incredibly complicated. This knight is attacked twice and defended twice, so that's fine. You have a hanging bishop, and this knight is pinned to your knight, which is attacked and defended twice. We have a pin, a hanging piece, a piece that is attacked and defended twice. This is a headache. This is such a complicated position, and my student used 7 seconds to take this knight. That's not enough time to take this knight while that's, by the way, hanging with a check. I mean, it's not hanging because of this knight, but I'm for sure you didn't calculate this check, because if you were to just analyze move, now specifics, what is our plan? Trading off is a fine plan. Checks, captures, and attacks. You see this capture, and then you should calculate it, and that takes way more than 7 seconds, my friend. After this, you have take, you have take, you have take, you have take, you have take. And I mean, that's all very complicated. After take, take, now the queens see each other. You have to calculate all of that. You also have to calculate takes with an attack on this bishop. You didn't calculate none of that. So take and take, and now again, hanging bishop. These bishops are staring with each other with a potential check, by the way. This is incredibly complicated. By the way, if this bishop is gone, that's a royal fork. All very, very, very complicated. If you analyze move, see that something is complicated, please, for the love of God, spend more time. This is something I really see a lot of with beginners. Beginners try to play 10-minute games because their coach told them, and then they just don't think and win or lose games with 6 minutes on the clock. Either play rapid and use your time, or just go play blitz and don't cry if you're winning or losing because you're playing blitz. Blitz is whatever. Instead, we use 2 seconds blundering. Can you all try to let me know in the comments why this is a blunder? After take, the answer is that this is a fork, and now we are losing the bishop again. So we developed the rook for it, which is absolutely fine. And now we should again thinking system. We are not at material anymore, but we do have a lot of activity. Our queen can develop within 2 moves. We can double up the rooks within 2 moves, and this knight is a monster. You should analyze that for the specifics. And now try to think about what should I do. In this position, I would probably kick the queen. After the queen moves, I will be able to develop my queen to one of these squares and be perfectly fine and try to attack the king. Then I will develop the rooks and I will try to pressure some pawn. Instead, my student tries to attack the queen, but why? This is not making a simple plan. This is also a very big tendency from beginner students. It's always trying to be too fancy. Don't try to be too fancy. Why do you make backwards knight moves trying to attack a queen? Because he will just move the queen and you're now stuck with a worse knight. This knight was a monster. Respect it. Attack the queen, develop your queen, develop the rook, and then try to attack with your knight and your queen while putting pressure with the rook. That's a perfect plan that a beginner should be able to make. Backwards knight moves, now you depromoted your monster of a knight to just a fine defender of the position. And now again, try to analyze what is this move doing. It's putting pressure onto this pawn. I would analyze specifics. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to develop this queen so that I can develop the rook. Okay, so how do I develop the queen and defend the pawn? Queen to d4. And also I have the added plan of this is now a checkmating attack. That's nice. Instead, we don't do that. We try to tunnel vision on a queen trade and just blunder a pawn. Not analyzing moves. By the way, how much time did we spend? 9 seconds. We spent 9 seconds, didn't use the thinking system, and now we're losing in a 10-minute game with more than 8 minutes on the clock. Like, time usage is horrible. I'm very sure you're not using a thinking system and you're not making plans. You're not analyzing threats. You're not analyzing blunders. You're not making a plan. You're not having a look at checks, captures, and attacks. You're at this point just gambling. And this is not offensive. This is just trying to give you some feedback. You might as well just gamble. Play a couple of moves and pray that you're winning. Now in this position, we should have a look. What is this move doing? Well, that is defended. This is defended, but the rook is hanging. Make a specific, make a plan. What are we trying to do? We are trying to develop. So rook to d1, a very easy move if you just use that little bit of a thinking system. Instead, we de-promote our developed rook to now just a rook on the back rank again. We are again not making activity, we are losing activity. That's bad. So now I cannot really explain this move to you. That's a horrible move. What is this move doing? Absolutely nothing. Maybe it's trying to push this pawn without losing the rook, I would say. I think our opponent wants to play b6 and bishop to b7, but saw that b6 and then you lose the rook, I believe. So again, what should we do? And we should try to develop. Here I would play rook to b1, the queen has to move, rook to b3, queen has to move again, try to develop this knight, develop this rook, and try to attack. What do? We now move our knight back. So we had a monster of a knight, depromoted this knight, depromoted our rook that was defending this pawn, and now we are trying to promote our knight again while that just blunders a pawn. That's not using calculation. Now you saw what is this move doing? Nothing. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to develop the pieces, checks, captures, and attacks. I saw attack, which is perfect, and then you can keep developing. We're not doing that. And now we are just making a move and not calculating. That knight used to do something. We blunder the pawn, we don't see it. Now we have to depromote our queen again to defend some pawns. And now our rook is attacked, and we attack the queen while again just blundering a pawn. We are not calculating, we're not analyzing the moves, we're not making plans, we're not looking at checks, captures, and attacks, and we're not calculating. You're not using the thinking system again. This student came to me asking me, like, can you please give me some feedback? Like, what am I doing so bad? And it's not using a thinking system, it's not using your time, and it's really, really impatience as well. Now we're trying to make a checkmating attack, which is okay. But you have to see, like, what do I have to do here? First of all, this looks like a free piece. I think your only thing you can do is queen to c4 to defend that thing. And now we can give a check. No, my bad. You can attack the queen again. It's very difficult to keep guarding that bishop. So the engine is screaming for this. And now after some queen to c3 stuff, we are about to make this very uncomfortable for our opponent. And we are again having a look at this checkmating attack. And we're completely winning like that. But we're not making plans. We're again losing a pawn. Now we're trying to go for a checkmate. And now again, we're not calculating. That's just the blunder of a knight. Why? Why are we blundering the knight like that? I'm so confused. Have a look at what is this move doing. It's attacking the knight, but it's pinned, so it's fine. Okay, specifics. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to checkmate my opponent. So I should give a check or give a check. Try to infiltrate with my queen. Try to develop my rook somehow, but I make it very uncomfortable to do so. Maybe try to pawn storm. Like, this is not a bad plan. After some take and take, you might have some check that works or something. Like, we have some plans that might work, but we're not looking for it. And now again, we don't look at checks, captures, and attacks. We try to tunnel vision on one plan, but we don't calculate. Now we do this, we're losing another pawn, but our opponent blunders a bishop. Like, this is pure luck. If the opponent just played some easy thing like this, apparently it's a draw still, but we should have won this game over and over again. But I mean, if we just have a couple of looks after this, after check, here our opponent now blunders infiltration, blunders takes, and that's another checkmating threat. Blunders queen to g5, queen to g5, the king has to move. And I would think that we can literally do this, and that's a valid checkmating threat, but apparently not. We have to just keep giving this checks and settle for a draw. But what happens here is that we try to go for a checkmate attack. We take the pawn, our opponent just blunders a queen, and now we have a checkmate. We blunder our queen again. Why? You can take this with the rook. Like, we're just not thinking. We have 6 minutes on the clock. We play this, blunder a queen in 2 seconds. Like, really, please, use your time, use your thinking system. That is the main issue. You can take this with the rook. You can also apparently just fully ignore this. Oh, no, okay, you can't. You should take or queen to b1. We instead blunder the queen. Infiltrate, infiltrate again. We have a mate in 2 here, by the way. Very simple checkmate I teach in the Anti-Blunder Bootcamp for free. Instead, we again use 1 second. 1 second. You literally had checkmate. Now we're making this way more difficult. There is like this rule, if you want to attack a pawn, do it from behind. We are attacking this pawn from the side, making it way more complicated, and now we're winning. Like the main takeaways are use more time, use a thinking system, and please spend more time, way more time. You had free materials, free queens, checkmates, and we're just blundering with a lot of time on the clock. Use a thinking system, use time. You can look at all of that for free in my courses. And I think with that, you should be able to get to 800 because tactical vision and plans were fine, but just executed very, very poorly because we're not thinking, we're not using time, we're not using a thinking system. So I hope that was helpful for you and all of the other people watching. Free courses if you are finally ready to break to 1,000 ELO, and one-on-one coaching if you want to. Other than that, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.